Shout out everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love, man. I appreciate the support. Boom. 33 years of prison stories. Y'all already know what it is, man. Today, man, we going to chop it up with the one, the only former Harlem Kingpin, unique Mecca audio. Y'all been asking for this collab, man, so we going to put it together with it for y'all. You know, we gonna do our thing, man. We got a brotherhood in this thing right here, man. So we cut from the same cloth. So we gonna bring y'all all of this good material, man. This is just the beginning, man. So y'all get ready, man. This is the man, the myth himself, unique Mecca audio. What up, homie?
Mecca what? Mecca audio.
Yo,
Gunshots. Let's do this. How we do this? We collab. We don't play no games. Dum, dum, dum. You know what I mean? Hey, this Virginia versus New York versus Virginia, whatever you want to call it. Gunshots, but we all family, baby. Shooting for the bag. That's it. Shooting for the bag.
Hey, man, look, you got the whole prison in the background, man. So we already know when you coming. We know how you coming.
You know, you already know, son. We out here. We trying to let the youth know, man, this is what you could look like on a visit phone. So we telling them, don't get involved in the bull crap. Stay away from it. I know my stories is crazy. You know, suckers try and say that, you know, like we be glorifying, but we not glorifying. We just telling you the trials and tribulations we went through so that you don't have to go through it to experience it. You can experience it right here at Banky Pound. And unique Mecca audio, baby.
Unique Mecca audio. Yeah, we definitely not glorifying, man. We magnifying. We magnifying the fact that, you know, this can be your life, man. I tell them all the time, I say, listen, man, you're going to either be somebody accepting collect calls or you're going to be making collect calls. The choice is yours. Because we all going to know somebody's going to get caught up, but it ain't got to be you. You know, you listen to a dude like Unique Mecca, you listen to a dude like 33 years of prison stories, some other dudes out there that's popping this stuff out here, man, that's just trying to save these young kings and queens, man. So, you know, salute to you, my soldier, doing 26 years, turning that whole thing around, and you out here doing your thing, man.
Yo, you already know. Salute to you, baby. Oh, let's get the round of applause. Let's get the round of applause. All right, calm down. Calm down. Let's keep running this show. All right.
Man, talk to the people, man, I know a lot of my people already know who you are because they was calling your name out, man. It was like Unique Mecca, man. You got to get with Unique Mecca. So I said, man, who is this cat, man? So I go, boom, pull you up. I said, boom. So I listened to the first joint, right? I said, oh, yeah, he official, man. He official. I said, yeah, we got to reach out, man. We got to collab. And but just tell my audience, man, in case they don't know, give them a little background history on Unique Mecca.
I come from Jamaica when I was 7 going on 8 years old. Been running in the streets of Brooklyn from I was a kid. You know, the things that were shown to me is what I gravitated to. We didn't have lawyers, in our neighborhoods that even talk to us. Let's just say that. So being that we didn't have no lawyers and nothing like that, and doctors, and we had drug dealers, pimps, you know what I mean? Scammers, that's what we had, stick up kids. That's what we, looked up to. I chose the drug route. Banky chose the pistol route. And we're letting you know that those are the two wrong lanes and routes to go down. And, from there, I started selling drugs in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Went to Jersey robbing houses, then went to the Bronx selling weed in the herb gates, then went to prison, in the state, did time in Trenton State way back in the 80s. Big shout out to Trenton State. Give a round of applause to Trenton State. Round of applause. I give it a round of applause, Banky, because that's what helped shape me into the man that I am today to get my life in order, Yeah. Because you know as well as I know and the viewers know, when we're on the streets and we move in a mile a minute, you understand what I'm saying? It's like we don't let me see how to put it. We don't stop to pay attention. You understand the damage that we're doing. We think that we're helping our family members by the world famous story. Oh man, I'm trying to feed my family. Okay,
Right.
then we get locked up for 33 years and 26 years. Who's gonna feed the family then? So that's why it's best not to even get involved, man. But you know, from all that, I went and I went to Harlem. I started selling 25 keys a day. I was selling cocaine down there, right there. My case is out of Newport News, where my man Banky from. Big shout out to Bad News, nigga. You know what I mean? Because they're official down there. That's where my case from, man. From Newport News, Norfolk, Chesapeake, Portsmouth. You know, the whole Tidewater area, man. You know what I mean? Richmond, you know, I flooded it, not bragging about it. But that's why I'm here for the, you know, the people that's looking, including the people from Virginia, you know, Newport News. I apologize for poisoning your community. Now me and Banky trying to reach out to trying to rebuild, you know, what we hurt, because even though Banky didn't go to jail for drugs, he hurt his community because, you know, he put a stigma on it and he robbed somebody's family member, well, allegedly robbed somebody's family member. And that's what we here to apologize and try to give back, you know, to let y'all know what it is, man. But, you know, we got mad prison stories. But like I said, I started selling 25 keys a day up in Washington Heights. You know what I mean? Doing my thing down on 8th Avenue, sending drugs to Washington, D.C., Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, you know, Philly, you know. I mean, but none of that is the brag. I'm just telling you what it is. It sounds braggadocious because I'm that nigga. You know what I mean? Let's keep it right. I'm that nigga. You know, I mean, yeah, I'm that cocky nigga because you know, I mean, you got to have faith in yourself. When I did wrong, I did it the best. Now that I'm doing right, me and Banky doing it the best right here on YouTube. And we inviting anybody else that got a prison channel or any channel, if you're trying to get with us, you know what I mean, to help push your brand forward. That's what these channels are for. These channels is not for us, man. It's for the people. You know what I mean? So if you got a positive message, reach out to either one of us and we do what we got to do for you, but we don't do the negative backbiting, talking about nobody. That's why, you know, certain stories that I tell in my prison stories, I leave out the names of the victims because I don't want, you know, nobody to feel like I'm disrespecting nobody. And it's crazy, Banky, because let me tell you this. I tell my little stories because in the feds, like y'all was just in Virginia State, but in the feds, you got to read from Chicago, you know, Tennessee, Georgia, Boston, California, South Dakota, West Bubble F. You know what I mean? But, you know, we get into it with each other. You know what I mean? And sometimes we lose. You know what I mean? Sometimes we at the bad end, you know? But, you know, if you tell a story about a dude sitting on the bad end, you know, they get an attitude. You know what I mean? But, you know, we all been in the summer. Like I said, I even told them, I got hit in the face. I ain't even got, you know, y'all ain't see my show, but in my show, I like to have my props. You know what I mean? So we going to use this like a sock. You know what I mean? I got hit in the face with a lock and a sock. Where dude, crossed me you know what I mean? Separated my lip from my nose. They had to take me to the outside hospital and sew my nose back down to my lip. I lost that one. You know? Big shout out to the nigga that hit me in the face with the lock. You know what I mean? Big shout out. You know what I mean? Come on, son. Hey, gunshot. You know what I mean?
I don't felt that lock in the sock, man. I told a story on my channel one time. You know, when I felt like, you know, I was still young, I was still green, you know, and I got to beefing with a cat on the court, and you know, I give him the 1-2, and you know, give him the business, and I knock him out. So I feel like it's all good, but I was, you know, I'm still young in the bit, man. A couple of days later, I'm at the poker table, man. Old Joker come up behind me and you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know. So, but that was a learning experience, you know what I'm saying? And just by the errors of him not being a killer. He wanted to run his mouth and gave me enough time to recoup, but that could have went way bad. You understand? Because when I looked up at him, had he hit me probably just one more time, I'd have been through. But when I looked up at him, he had went from one dude to about 10 dudes. That's how many dudes. He was like 10 cats standing there because I had so many stars going on in my head, right? But yeah, man, it's like. And, you know, I'm down here in the Tidewater area now, man.
But hold up, before we go any further, stop. This is what we do on my show, and I'm on your show, so I got to incorporate it because I keep it 100. I just gave the dude that bust me in the face with a lock a shout out. Get a nigga that hit you in the head with a lock in his
man. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? You know? gunshot, man.
Calm down, y'all. Calm down. Let Banky talk, man.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. You know, I'm quite sure he learned a lesson too. When you start something, finish it. Should have clucked me one more time. I'd have been through, my man. You know what I'm saying? I'd have been all in. You did.
It's funny you said that right about finishing off. Look, I got in a fight, you know, in Virginia Beach County Jail. Big shout out to Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Virginia Beach. All right. Calm down, y'all. Calm down. And I gotta give him a gunshot. I got in a fight in Virginia Beach with a little stocky dude from DC. Looked like a little red Mike Tyson. And you already know from back in the day, we look at them red boys like like they can't fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this little nigga, we was rocking and rolling. I was only about 130, 140 pounds just coming off the street because I was always small, you know. But this little dude was like 2 times the size of me, and we rocking and rolling. I'm sticking a left jab in his face to keep him back, and he ran in, grabbed me by the legs, and when he went to slam me, I grabbed him by his legs, and we both hit the ground. You understand what I'm saying? But we hit the ground so hard, I'm dizzy, and I don't do all these punches, and you know, you on the street, well, you know, you getting money with drugs. You know what I mean? You smoking weed because you probably didn't even smoke back then because you know you always been old healthy boy.
Yeah, I ain't never smoked. That's
what I said. And that's how we keep it 100. So I'm letting you know, I used to smoke and all that. So I'm smoking my weed on the street and I'm drinking champagne every night, staying up till the sun come up and going out before the sun even get all the way up. So I got no rest. Right. So I was all out of shape, you know, and it's like while I'm fighting, adrenaline was there. You know how that adrenaline push you forward. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. But now, you know, somebody said, yo, police coming. And you know me, I don't even about no police. I'm still going at him, you know, but he ran in his cell, you understand? Because he didn't want to get caught up with the police. And I'm trying to go after him. But when I took a step to go after him, I felt my lungs hit me like, nigga, is you stupid? Go sit down somewhere.
Right.
So I go to my room and I lay back on the bed. And I'm laying on the bed, and after the police leave, dude come walking by. This is the moral of the story. You know, like I said, I ride, man. Let me ride. This is how I ride on my joint, Banky. You know, I go from here to there in a minute. Yeah. I just want your people to know that, you know, my saying, let me ride, man. You know, so I'm laying back on the bed. You know, I'm gunshots. You know what I mean? All day. Look, I'm laying back on the bed and I'm breathing like a fish out of water. And this dude walking by the cell, and every time I see him come out of the cell, I fake, like I said, I fake jumped up and sat up on the bed and said, yeah, nigga. You know what I mean? But the whole time I'm praying, nigga, don't come in this cell because you will kill me right now. My lungs is hurting. You know what I mean? But I'm faking. So that's what I mean by, you know, finishing them off. You know, I should have finished. Once I laid down, the wind was out of me, man. Y'all know, man. Yo, gunshots.
Hey, man. Yeah, shout out to DC, man. You got a gunshot, DC. That's where I'm from, man. Chocolate City. You know what I'm saying? I'm up here in Tidewater, so shout out to 757 as well. But man, all of these things, man, they learning experiences, man. You know, like I said, when I went to prison, it was my first time being locked up. I don't know if that was the case for you. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Yeah, it was my first time, man.
So I was a screw up all my life, man, and I ain't proud of it. I was a screw up. Been going to jail since juvie, you know. But go ahead.
But it's just like when we first talked, though, man. You remember when we was chopping it up, you know, on the phone or whatnot. The first time we talked, man, we had a good long conversation, man. And I was like, man, and I was telling you then, and I stand by that, man. When you know, I learned your story and the things that you've done, things you've been through. You know, like I said, they all learning experience. But it's always been, you know, my opinion, man, like I say, dudes like you, man, dudes like Freeway Ricky Ross, all these dudes, man, they you know, had a big hand in the drug game back in the day, and now just doing something positive. I feel, man, that y'all dudes have the mind and the business sense, you know, how to run an organization, man. Y'all can run a Fortune 500 company. You know what I'm saying? It's just like we have to change our focus, man. You know, everybody want to succeed. Everybody want to get on top. That's just, you know, growing up from what you see, what your surroundings are. You want to be successful. But it's just that we coming from the hoods and the projects or whatever, we choose the wrong ways to try to be successful. But we already have the mindset of success. So it's just a matter of picking the right you know what I'm saying, a career to go in to, and we can be successful easily. You know what I'm saying? There's no way in the world you could do the things that you do, that you did on the streets, city to city, state to state, and not be focused enough to put that into something legally and be, you know, super successful. You understand? It's just the focus, man. And that's what I want these young dudes to understand, these young women to understand. We already got the drive. We already got the ambition. We just got to pick the right way to get it. You know what I'm saying? You got legal and you got illegal. Those are two vast different things that can lead you in two different directions. But if you got the mindset, you can succeed in the legal, man. And that's what I want these, you know, youngins to understand, man. And like I say, dudes like you, man, who turned your stuff around, and for you to be on here, you know, telling your stories with the objective of, you know, educating somebody. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I say, even in my prison stories, I let them know, you know, I put a little cut on it because I don't want it to be too, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I get that message across, like right there, right behind you, that scene right there, they don't want no parts of it. They don't want no parts of it. You know, you don't want no parts of it whatsoever. I tell them all the time, man, and they think I'm joking. I be dead serious. You couldn't give me 100 million right now to go do 5 years because it ain't worth it to my life, because I ain't guaranteed to live 5 years. See, that's a misconception too. People always say, I ain't got but 2 years left, or I ain't got but 6 years. Who told you you got 6 seconds left on this planet? Ain't nobody told us that. So we can't give away and keep giving away something that we don't even know what we got left. You understand? So that's my whole motivation, man, is to try to stop somebody from making the you know, the ill mistakes I made, man, because I was misinformed. You know, I was, you know, like I say, you was getting it one way, I was on the other spectrum of what you was doing. I was trying to find dudes like you that had all the money. I'm trying to take the money. I ain't
and you should, as you should, you know, if that's what you was into, you know. And
I ain't even have the patience or the really even the knowledge to go out there and boom, 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 boom. I'm like, boom. I sat back on the side and wait till they get it and try to take it. Little did I know at the time, even that mind frame, just that thought process, man, that mindset, it's asinine, man. It's asinine. If you're trying to take anything, whether somebody's doing something illegal or legal, a business or illegal business, if you're trying to take something that don't belong to you, that right there, it shows a level of you know, of imbecile. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't no way to succeed like that. How can you possibly end up being successful like that? It's no way. You understand? Because if you get successful, let's just say you do it and you get away and you get successful and you start your own stuff and then somebody come take it from you. Fair exchange ain't no robbery.
But see, let me explain what I learned along my path, and you could correct me if you've witnessed this or not. You know, like, you know, you come from a good area, you know, just like I came from a good area out in Jersey. You understand what I'm saying? So we had it in us to be business minded, but like you said, we'll rather sit back and take it from somebody. You know what I mean? I done used to rob. I got shot up 4 times, had to jump off a 6-story building, you know what I mean, with hot ones in me. I done been through it. So I done been on that side of the fence. But, you know, after them 4 hot ones in that 6th story, that's when I went to prison. I said, hold up, let's try something a little different. You know what I mean? You know, God saved me for a reason, you know, but I didn't have nobody to tell me that God saved me for a positive reason. So I decided to get back into the illegal. But where I was getting at with that is, because like I said, I like to ride, man. I like to ride, you know, I like to ride. So where I was riding at with that is, you made a statement about, you know, when you go to jail, 9 times out of 10, you see a dude that was a stick-up kid robbing, you know, dope boys that didn't want to, you know, put their energy into hustling. They wanted to put their energy into taking it from those that was getting it. You know what I mean? 9 times out of 10, what I witnessed in the feds, you was in the state, what I witnessed is those are the ones doing the worst in prison, because their family member done cut them off. They ain't got, you know, they got larceny. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, we came from good neighborhoods, so we didn't have the larceny. So when we did things, we kind of was like, and not to mollify it, you know, was kind of like Robin Hood. You know what I mean? When you go juke a dope boy and you go back, I'm sure you looked out for your homies, bought them their little Adidas, Pumas, whatever you want when you went to the mall, treated them to go in the skating ring. You understand what I'm saying? Things like that, you know? But the stick-up kids, you know what I mean? The ones that I met that's in the feds that took it to that level, they the ones that, you know, do the hardest bid and got to what we call live off the land. And they never learned to hustle on the streets, so they don't really know how to hustle in the prison. So all they do is try and sit back in the feds and wait till somebody in their car is getting money and then hold their hand out or try and stick their chest out or try and intimidate them to get the money instead of saying, show me how to hustle.
Yeah. And that's about the same. It's about the same. You know, you get them dudes like that. You get some dudes, like I say, no matter what you're doing, you know, whether it's illegal or legal, you still have to have some type of level of morals and principles. You have to have some type of things that you know, won't cross. And you got, I know the kind you talking about. They got them in the state too, man. That's them dudes with that. TBP, no, that's them dudes with that skullduggery, that tomfoolery, that larceny.
There you go.
Yeah, you know, that flammery. Everything they do is
gunshot.
Get over. Yeah, gunshots to that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Matter of fact, we gonna give them a Tommy gun.
Yeah. For that flammery, TBP. You know, So I know those type of dudes, but those type of dudes, it's something that's in their mindset, man. They ain't gonna never change. They gonna always look for the angle. They gonna always look for the shortcut. And you know, I be speaking at these colleges and schools now, these high schools, man. So I try to choose my words real wisely, and I try to say something that I know that can resonate with them and impact them, man. And I always tell them the same thing. Everybody want to be successful, but you cannot take the elevator to success. You have to take the stairs. You got to take the stairs one step at a time. The difference between taking that elevator, man, you could get there fast, but you know, if you get it the wrong way, you're gonna come down just as fast as you went up. You see what I'm saying? But if you take the stairs, it's gonna take longer. The fight gonna be harder. The struggle gonna be, you know what I'm saying, more difficult. But when you get there, can't nobody take away from you what you rightfully earned. They can't take it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. But what you doing is respectful, man. And excuse me. So, you know, I've been watching your shows. I've been watching. You know, and I support you, man. You know, like I said, I come in when I can come in, but we be doing a lot of things at the same time. That's why it's good for these type of things, so we can collaborate. You know, we can, you know, get together, man, and, you know, big up each other. You know, because like I said, your audience may be different from my audience, but our message is the same.
There you go.
So, yeah, so we have to spread this thing, man. And like you said, man, I'm not about that neither. I ain't with that. You know, like I say, I come from, I'm from DC, but I like to say I come from prison, you know, because I was there longer than I ever been on the street. You know, I was in prison for 33 years. You know, I only been on the street for 23 of my whole life. You see what I'm saying? So that's a big difference. So I don't get into all of that. I'm gonna beef with this dude, or he doing the same thing I'm doing, so I don't like him. I mean, that's kids play. You know what I'm saying? You doing what I'm doing, then I'm supposed to try to give you any type of knowledge that I got that can help you, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to, you know, big up each other, man. That's what we got to promote, because that's what's bringing these young kids up now, where they feel like every little incident they got to kill you, you know, because the ego involved. You know, every little incident they got to kill you, man. It's easier to walk away, man.
Okay, I'm glad you went there. So why do you think that is, as far as why you think we having all this gun violence with the youth and all this, you know, senseless, you know, youthful killing? What's your assessment of this? Because you just coming home into this world like me. So how do you think we got there? Then we could talk about how to get them from there to where we're at now today at our age.
I think it's like social media. I think it's social media. I think it's the music. I think it's the culture, because the music and social media has changed the culture. Now it's like Tupac. It's like now for everybody, it's like Tupac, all eyes on you. So it's like when you feel embarrassed, you feel taken advantage of, then you feel like the world is laughing at you, so you got to show the world. It's like, I got to show you. No, don't laugh at me. Oh no, he ain't get out on me. Or no, she ain't disrespect me like that. Oh, I'm gonna straighten that. Man, that kind of thinking right there, that's what fills up the graveyard in the penitentiaries. That's what fills up the graveyard in the penitentiaries. You see what I'm saying? Because we're so eager to impress people that we don't even know. People that we think are laughing at us, people that we think are looking at us important. We don't even know these people, but we're eager to impress them. You understand? You may not never even see these people in your life. The person that bump into you or disrespect you and you walk away from them, you may not never see that person again in life. But if you do something or act on this ego or this bravado and say, oh, I got to straighten them, I got to show them, that person that you may not never see again in your life, if you walk away, will be the person that you will be spending the next 20, 30 years thinking about, I should have walked away. I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't have did that. You know what I'm saying? I say all the time, man, we got to get to the level of not doing what we think, but thinking about what we do. You know what I'm saying? When you think about what you do, man, before you do it, man, you understand the consequences. But our young people ain't looking at it like that. They looking at it like so much social media. I don't want to be embarrassed, or no, he ain't gonna punk me, or he ain't. Man, come on, man, come on. You know
what I see, because like I said, I did mines in the feds. You know what I mean? So you know, it was a blessing and a curse. It was a curse that I was there, but it was a blessing from the wisdom that I acquired from being there, you know? And being in the feds, I seen the youth coming from all over the country and from overseas. I was locked up with one of the Somalian pirates from that show, Captain Phillips. You know what I mean? I was locked up with one of them to show you how the feds bring everybody together. You know what I mean? Under one screwed up graveyard. You know, like we was like the Walking Dead. But what I see the problem is that because I'm watching the youth come in from New York, Chicago, you know, North Dakota, Iowa, you know what I mean? Places I can't even pronounce and didn't even know they was a part of this damn country. You know, I'm talking about way up in the mountains up that way that us down here on the East Coast don't even think about. We just seen it on the map when we was in school. You know what I mean? On one of them big globes. But I think that came from when I saw them coming in, I noticed that they had no structure. You know what I mean? They had no structure, no discipline. You know, when I say structure, I mean little common things. You remember when you was a kid growing up, before you go to school, your mother tell you brush your teeth, wash your face, and spread your bed. You know what I mean? That's structure. You know what I mean? That's rules and codes. You learn these things from home. You know what I mean? But I'm noticing the young guys coming in, and they say they put him in a cell with one of my older comrades. They get up in the morning, I go check my comrade in the cell, and the bed is all rumpled up like, you know what I mean? Like they don't even be spread. They sleeping on a mattress with a sheet over them at night. You know what I mean?
We call them fireman down here. They sleep ready to roll. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? So I noticed, you know, that's what was happening with a lot of the youngins. So I really realized that that was the issue, that they wasn't getting that structure and proper home training from the streets. So I came up with a program in the prison where I became a part of a program in this prison called Skills Program, you know, where we taught them, you know, basic conjugal thinking, you know, cognitive thinking. You know what I mean? In other words, to think of the reaction to your action before you react. You understand what I'm saying? And then we had to teach them how to do basic things like brush their teeth that they should have learned at home. You know, but I think that came from them taking all us, you know, leaders, because our generation, Banky, when we went to prison, that was the black leading generation, and the government seen where we was going. Because like you said, you had dope boys, you know, like me that was out there getting it, you know, Kevin Childs, you got, you know, you got all kinds of brothers was getting it all over the globe, you know, all over the United States. So they put us all in prison to cut off, you know what I mean, our mind that was able to use, you know, our surroundings as tentacles. You understand what I'm saying? And from us going to
Exactly what you're
prison,
saying.
there's nobody out there now that's a leader. So you got all the fathers, like majority of the fathers locked up. You got the mothers raising the children, and the mothers got to go to work, or the mothers is out there wearing something real tight and sexy, trying to catch somebody to get a quick dollar. You know what I mean? And no disrespect to the strippers, because I love the strippers. Gunshots to the strippers. All right. I love the strippers. Now, when I was on the street, because I owned a strip club, Club 2000, that turned into a strip club, after 1, 2 in the morning. When I used to go to Miami and Atlanta and Tennessee and, to the strip clubs down there, you had girls and Freaknik. They get ready to do a documentary on Freaknik too. You know what I mean? But when we used to go down there, the girls that was in the strip club then, they was in there to do two things. Majority of them, not all of them, was in there to do two things. One, to take care of their child, or two, to pay their way through school or buy those expensive ass school books.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? That's what they was in it for. But nowadays, they stripping to get their hair done and their nails done. You know what I mean? And to buy a Versace outfit. Just like the males is out there, they shooting each other for props and rep, and like you said, social media presence.
Right.
You understand? Where when we sold drugs to, foolishly think that we was going to be able to take care of our families forever for that.
Right.
You understand? But from us not being there as the leaders, here goes the children being raised, with no one but YouTube, social media, and cable TV, and Sony PlayStation. You follow me? Yeah. And they get on those joints, and when they really realized it, when they really realized it in the media is when the Columbine, whatever, in Colorado. I was in 88 Supermax doing 5 years underground at the time. So I was right there in the town. So that kept being major news, cutting off all the programs. But when Dylan, Kebo, and something, I even remember their name. One of them was Dylan, but that's how they drilled it in me. But I say that to say, that's when they realized that those games, the Grand Theft Auto and all of that stuff, teaching them how to shoot, where these kids was feeling isolated and they wanted to be the characters that they were in these, what they call it, Grand Theft Audio games. Right, and then they go get their parents' gun, trench coat, and put a big ass assault rifle under them and go shoot up their classmates and the teachers. You know what I mean? And then they become heroes. And then from there, it became a trend where, every once in a while, which is sooner than, it's more once than in a while, you see the youth going out there and they're shooting kids. Who shoots a sixth grader? Who goes in, who in their right mind going to school where there's sixth graders and start harming them? We're not even going to talk about shooting them. Who wants to go in a school where someone's child is at, where your child is at, where your brother, your sister, is at, and that's where a child will be shooting.
That's where it's becoming full circle, man, because just like you said, who wants to go into school and shoot up some with kids in 6 years old? Now, just down here recently, a 6-year-old went into school and shot the teacher. 6 years old.
Yo,
where does that mindset come from? What? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's being fed, like you said, through that Grand Theft Auto. All this crazy stuff. This being, digested by these young kids, man, and they're not being, is not being countered by more positivity. You know what I'm saying? The more is no counter reaction to that. They're taking in more than they're, more of this negative than they're getting the positive. Because if you're 6 years old, you first and foremost, you should not even know what a gun is, let alone how to use a gun, and then let alone how to take it, hide it, take it to school, and then shoot your teacher. You see what I'm saying? This is taught. This is learned behavior, but we got to counter that, man. We got to counter that with this positive energy, man. That's like I always say.
Yeah. Let me say this. You know what I mean? We've been on here 35 minutes. We definitely gonna do this again, Banky. You know what I mean? We definitely gonna do this again. Dude logged out the joint, so I can't really hear you. So that's why I'm gonna end it, and we could always start it back over. So we'll finish after this. But let me give my shout out. My name, Unique Mecca Audio. My book is on the screen. Unique Aurora in Harlem. Cop the book at aurorainharlem.com. I got my podcast, Unique Mecca Audio, and I got a Roku channel, Unique Mecca Audio. Everything is Unique Mecca Audio. And, you know, I'm here, my man, Banky Pound. So I'm going to sign out. I'm going to call back. If you want to call back and finish it now, we can finish it now. But I can't hear you because my man logged out the joint. But this has been a pleasure. And we definitely got to give him a gunshot. Gunshot.
Gunshot.
All right.
All right. Man, salute, Cap. Hey, man.
All right. Tapping out. Salute.
Tapping out. Salute. Man, it's been an honor and a pleasure, man. We're going to definitely continue this conversation, you know, over here or either over on his page. We're going to continue this, man. But it's been a pleasure, man. It's been eye-opening. It's been enlightening, and that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to go ahead on and start opening up, you know, lines of communication, man, with some of these other brothers out here that's trying to do some of this good stuff, man. So, TBP, y'all already know what it is. I appreciate y'all listening to me, man. I appreciate y'all indulging me. Make sure y'all like these videos, share these videos with some kids and somebody out here that need to hear these videos. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep on feeding the positive, start the negative. Big love to everybody out there. Y'all be safe, be smart, make good decisions. Y'all know y'all see me in 24 hours, man, and duck them hooks. Boom, 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 boom. We out here. Unique Mecca Audio. Yeah, audio what? Unique Mecca Audio. We out here, y'all. Salute.